Hello everyone, it's Ryan Salins, and well, this is the first day that I've worn a dress shirt since like March 12th due to the COVID-19 virus. And since I did put a dress shirt on because I just did a Zoom podcast interview, I decided that I'd film a video, hopefully about 5 to 7 minutes long, on how to work through anxiety. I think a lot of us may be experiencing some anxiety right now just because of the unknowns, the uncertainties, and the disruption in our lives. And so I want to teach us, one, how we can just calm ourselves immediately when we start to have anxiety increase, and then two, navigate being present as we get more and more settled into our lives now that we are asked to stay home. So the first thing that we need to do when we're starting to feel anxiety, which is, it's kind of hard for your stomach, you get little cinches there, your heart rate increases, maybe your throat starts to close up a little bit, your thoughts start to race, is just to be aware of that. Aware that I am feeling highly anxious right now. That's the first step we need to make. It's just awareness that your body is gearing up and having a reaction. The second thing we need to do after having that awareness is take a breath, all right? Take one deeply in, and you let it out. I do that 3 to 4 times, and I find each time I do it, I get a little bit more breath into my lungs, and I let it out. And then the third time, even more breath gets in, because it starts shallow because my body's worked up, and then I just let it out. I resisted this when I was in my 20s, as I was in recovery from my eating disorder, and I worked with my psychologist for 6 years. She taught me about having awareness of my anxiety. She taught me about the breathing. And then what she told me would happen after I got enough breaths in is that I would start to feel more calm. Guess what? I'm in my 40s now and I'm starting to do this, and wouldn't you know it? She's right. ABCs, awareness, breath, and calm, right? You have awareness that your body's ramping up. You take in some breaths so that you can get some air in there. It helps clear your mind. It helps your body feel more oxygenated, and you start to feel a bit more calm. So that's the immediate thing that we can do when we start to have our anxiety increasing, all right? And you will feel calm. Now, what's gonna happen though after this, the more and more awareness you have around your anxiety, and the more you start to do this or realize that you really need to because it helps you, the harder it may be, because you're gonna have more and more feelings coming out with that anxiety. To give you an example, for me personally, yesterday, I was just really anxious. And so I did my breathing to calm myself down. But then what happened is I started getting really sad. And I started to have really low mood and energy. And I started to think to myself with what we refer to as negative self-talk. Think to myself and say to myself, Ryan, nobody needs you. This pandemic has made it clear. Look at even your website stats. You had all these numbers, and now the pandemic came in and it's been a flat line. That shows that you have no value, you have no worth, you have no assistance right now for people. This is not healthy thinking, and it's very harmful. And so now I have awareness of that as well, because in the past, especially in my 20s, I would have just taken that and became more and more comfortable and then try to run away from it, either through avoidance of food or over exercising in my situation. Today now, I had that awareness yesterday, and I just had to say to myself, this is really powerful. You're feeling a lot right now. So instead of running away from the sadness and heaviness, how about you figure out a time today where you can just sit down, be by yourself, and start to relax and start to think. And I find that that's extremely helpful for me, is to be able to find a time in my day that I can carve out. It could be as little as 10 minutes. Ideal for me would be 45. I know that could be difficult, especially when you have families and children and other needs, but have 45 minutes, 10 to 45 minutes, where you can just sit down and be in a calming space where you can close your eyes and either have your mind get lost in thoughts, or maybe even you take a little nap to re-energize you and just get your system re-regulated. This is extremely hard for us to do in this American culture. We do not really carve out time for us to be able to take even 10 minutes to just sit with our emotions or sit with our feelings without trying to disrupt it by pulling out a phone and getting on social media or pulling out a beer from the fridge or eating this or that. We need to be able to have time just to sit with ourselves. And so this is what I recommend doing right now to work with anxiety. Is one, when you start to have awareness of your body ramping up, breathe. Take in deep breaths and let them out. And two, when that ramp up then moves to a slow down where you get so uncomfortable you don't even want to be in your skin, be in your skin. This is your body trying to tell you something. And if you allow yourself to sit with it, then in the future, you're going to have more and more insight into what you need. So what did I need yesterday? What did I learn? Well, my eye resting time, nap time, I didn't nap, but I did close my eyes, took me to this awareness that I need to just stay focused on my writing and to continue to just try to be creative by putting any form of information around health and wellness education out there for people with the hope that even if I can reach one, that's good enough, because that's always been my goal, right? And so for me, I'm just going to continue to stay rooted in what I know is my main core goal and objective in life, which is not to be a transgender speaker. My main core goal objective in life is to help other people learn that your life, your individual life, is extremely important, and you need to be able to take care of yourself first, because without taking care of yourself, you will never fully be able to take care of others, and your relationships, communication lines will never fully be able to figure out how to translate what we're saying to be able to have respectful and trusting relationships with ourselves and with other people. So right now, again, let's take a moment to practice breathing, where you bring it deeply in. And again, the first one's usually shallow for me, and I'm speaking, so it doesn't help. And then you slowly bring it out. I resisted this in my 20s. I thought it was dumb. I thought it was cheesy. I thought I was going to have to be too macho for this. It works, people. Breathing is important. Getting oxygen into our lungs and into our body is a healthy mechanism for us to be able to manage anxiety, stress, and then recognize when we start slipping into a little bit of depression. Take care, and feel free to learn more and read more by visiting my website and looking at my blogs on ryansalons.com.